Well, great to chat to some of the Rotax drivers out there yesterday. It was a nice long day of nice weather as well. So the senior Rotax, they're going to be heading out onto the grid in just a moment. Let us talk about the grid. A lot of changes through this one as well. Quite a few incorrectly positioned front fairing penalties went out after that race. We had one for Brandon Klein-Nangelvoort, Marchi Hamera, Lewis Halliday had an incorrectly positioned front fairing and gaining an unfair advantage as well out in that one, as well as Bradley Barrett with an incorrectly positioned front fairing. So disaster for some of those drivers. A quick rundown of the grid then. James Lothar and Reese Hunter starting on the front row. Kai Hunter, Tom Edmonds. Then it's Morgan Porter, Nelson King, Joseph Taylor and Ken Sang on the fourth row. Lewis Gilbert, Ben Burgess on row 5. Lewis Malin, Charlie Turner on row 6. Thomas Adams, Teddy Clinton on row 7. Edward Matthews, Luke Wooder on row 8. George Holbrook and Jack Stedman on row 9. Scott Mackerel and Sam Stansbury on row 10. Ben Casely and Alexander Baker on row 11. Jensen Watts, Chris Simpson on row 12. Marvin Meadows and Brendan Klein-Nangelvoort on row 13. Marchi Hamera and Tierman Rourke on row 14. Lewis Halliday and Bradley Barrett on row 15. Ryan Luscombe and Will Ellswood on row 16. And rounding out your grid of 34 drivers is Josh Poland and Ryan Taylor Truman on row 17. Are we going to go green first lap around? A fantastic drone shot. Green flag's out. Final race is underway. 15 minutes plus one additional lap into turn 1. A great start from James Lothar there, forcing out the number 5, who actually went slightly wide there. That was Reese Hunter, who's dropped several positions through turn 1. A yellow flag out in the first sector. 2 carts off into the barriers. One managing to get away with his own steam. The 35 I can see there. That is... can't quite figure out who that is, the 35. Well, it could have been the 36 of Jensen Watts, but we'll try and find that out as they next cross the line. But a good start then from the front runners. The top 4 breaking away, then another group of 4. And it's the big group that's coming through the Dunlop chicane now, as we see going through. Now, hopefully these drivers, again, stay in one position. All these drivers on the slick tyres, down the inside there. One of the carts going round one of the Project 1 racing carts as they go through the Gas Works bend, and across the line they go. Coles Racing's James Lothar leading the way from Kai Hunter, then Nelson King, then Morgan Porter, then it's Tom Edmonds, Lewis Gilbert, Joseph Taylor, Reese Hunter and Teddy Clinton. I can confirm the 2 carts that were involved earlier on potentially are Sam Stansbury, the 37, and Will Ellswood, the 19, that were involved at the turn 2 incident, but the rest of the field going through. Charlie Turner rounding out your top 10. Lewis Malin in 11th place. Ben Casely in 12th place. Chris Simpson 13th. Marchi Hamera up 13 positions at the end of lap 1, moving to 14th place. A fantastic recovery. Oliver Meadows there in 15th place, up 10 positions in the number 80. But there you go on the screen. You can see very clearly 2 groups of 4 breaking away at the front. So 13.5 minutes remaining on the clock, crossing the line again to finish lap 2 and on to lap 3 now. And it's still James Lothar leading the way from Nelson King and Kai Hunter. And still Morgan Porter very close behind the GP plate. And again, a very nice wide shot of the circuit there. You can see this whole pack, and a driver who's very late there on the back. Oh, yeah, catches here. Kart, yeah, that's off as well. So Thomas Adams has had to retire. He's in the pit lane in 34th, number 17. I'm guessing Chris Simpson is the person there, and the Axel Motorsport 49, who's had to retire. 5-second time penalty for the number 16. That is Mackerel. Yeah, Scott Mackerel for DSM Sports for a start line infringement. That is not that is suboptimal in the senior Rotax final. But Kai, you're back with me in here. You've you managed to join me at the start of this one. But yeah, an excellent start from all these drivers so far.
Yeah, great start from everyone. I don't know which kart it was, but one of the karts in the pits I could hear had a loose exhaust because it was much louder than any of the other karts. But James Lothar had an amazing start, and Nelson King very close behind.
Yes, it is indeed. So Lewis Malin there, you can see fastest lap of the race in 11th place at the moment, staying equal, not gained or lost any position, so running well. The Hayworth Racing kart. 50.16 was the lap time as they go through. And these groups of 4 have kind of gone, as we were saying, I was saying it earlier, 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. They're starting to do that now. So again, like Noah's Ark, they break away from the rest of the field. 11.5 minutes to go round the first corner. Again, Nelson King, the 97, looking like he wants to get past Lothar very, very soon, not wanting to stay behind. There it is, down the inside. He was eyeing it up into St. John's, gets it done. Also, Kai Hunter in the 95 wants to follow suit as well, gets that done as well. So, DHR, Dan Holland Racing go to first and second. And James Lothar loses third place as well to Morgan Porter as well. So Morgan Porter now up into P3 on the GP plate, wanting to hunt down those 2 Dan Holland Racing carts as they head through. 11 minutes left on the timer. Still some very close action at the front all the way here. Yeah, a lot of action going out throughout the whole field. But as you can see, you said it was 2 by 2, but there's a lot of carts in one pack, as you can see from this beautiful drone shot that we have above the track. That is still Kai Hunter in the lead. As we know, the Hunters both own the track, so Kai Hunter will know every trick in the book that he can pull off around this track. Definitely so, as they head through the final race of the day. Race 22, as they head through. A good shot there of the Dunlop chicane as this big pack heads through now. And none clipping that inside curb, and most staying well behaved and staying off the exit curb as well. It was on our track walk very harsh and daunting, didn't it? As the rest of the field going through, and again position changes now. That looks like someone's fallen down the order, but I think that potentially may just be a transponder issue. 49.99 is the fastest lap out there from KR Sports' Will Ellswood in 16th place, in the number 19. He's up 16 positions as well, so a cracking start to the race for himself. 9.5 minutes left on the race, back onto the start-finish straight. You can see the timer there, big timer screen that all the drivers can see to see what time's remaining. I feel like if they couldn't see that, the racing would be excellent all the way through. To be like, when's the end of the race? I don't know. And we jostled through, but I suppose to keep it safe, they do see it. 9.5 minutes left on the clock. Kai Hunter leading the way from Nelson King and Morgan Porter. Yeah, great driving from everyone throughout the whole field. It's DHR 1-2. It's DHR, not anymore. It's not. DHR, not anymore. Yes, as we see Morgan Porter make his way through to second position. But I think the reason for many drivers staying off the curbs is because when it was wet, the line that everyone takes is the curbs. So I'm pretty sure that the curbs will still be a little bit damp off the dry line. Probably so, yeah, probably so. And with just under 9 minutes left on the timer that's slowly ticking down. His drivers heading through the GP plate there. In second place, Morgan Porter, splitting the 2 Dan Hollands, or actually is one of the Dan Hollands. Yeah, the Argenti Motorsport car splitting to 2 Dan Holland racing carts out there. You can see they're looking over, brief look over the shoulder, now trying to close that gap up as KR Sport tries to, the number 13, is that the 15, sorry. Tom Edmonds for KR Sport tries to dive down the inside of James Lothar there, couldn't quite get it done. As James Lothar also managed to get past as well by the looks of it. So across the line, Kai Hunter, Morgan Porter, Nelson King, James Lothar, then it's Reese Hunter, and then Tom Edmonds, Lewis Gilbert, then Joseph Taylor, Teddy Clinton, Lewis Malin, and it's Charlie Turner, Bradley Barrett, Archie Hamera, then Ben Casely, then Edward Matthews, Luke Wooder, George Holdbrook, and then Jack Stedman, Alexander Baker are the top 20 out there at the moment as they go through again the Dunlop chicane. Again, very appropriately named. Every track seems to have a Dunlop chicane, don't they? Yeah, I think it's called the Dunlop chicane because maybe it's made out of Dunlop tyres. Maybe so. Well, after this race, I'll go find out. I bet they're all Michelin. So anyway, we'll find out. But here we go. 7.5 minutes left on the timer there. The brand new slick tyres that are edging the circuit. I don't know where they got them from. I'd like some new slick tyres for my car as they go through. And Kai Hunter still leading the way. 7/10 is the gap, though, between himself and Morgan Porter in the GP plate. Again, hitting those curves. They've got to watch out. Have they not been paying attention to the previous races? Those rear wheels are flying off, especially going in. It seems to all be happening around the back straight and into gasworks as they really hit the brakes and preload that rear end. So, yeah, it just goes pop. Off it goes. But yeah, we've not seen that yet in this one. So Drivers got to watch out for those curbs, but Argenti Motorsport now in second place. Morgan Porter in that GP car. Warning flag going out to, who is that, Sang in 94, so got to watch out for that one as they go through. It's Kieran Sang, yes, of course. Warning flag, the number 81. So just a warning flag. Then can recover. 6.5 minutes. Still very close here at the front, though, with the field going through. 10 laps completed. We're on lap 11. The gap's still 7 tenths, or about 8 tenths of a second now between the 95 of Kai Hunter and Morgan Porter for the front. Nelson King still under pressure slightly from James Lothar in fourth place, as we're looking here at the number 5 and the 15. That is Reese Hunter and Tom Edmonds. Again, Tom tried to go down the inside at the Gasworks bend, couldn't quite get it done, and lost a place there, stayed behind as the rest of the field start to go through. They're kind of in a bit of a long train here, aren't they? No one's nose to tail so far, but more at the front is where all the heated action is. Yeah,
there's not a lot of action going on right now. It's more tactics currently, which is very interesting to see the driver's fault train, as that's a number 17, a misplaced front NASA panel and a broken cart.
Yeah, I think that's the number 11 actually, not the 17. That is Marchi Hamera for Vision Motorsports with a very broken front end of that cart. That's a huge disaster there. So, yeah, not sure what happened there. We didn't quite catch that. So everything happens so quick, doesn't it? We do tend to miss it here I can't quite see, but yeah, it happens. 5 minutes left on the clock, though. But Kai Hunter leading the way still by 6 tenths of a second. That gap has slowly come down. 4 tenths of a second between second and third. So Nelson King slowly closing in. Again, this is looking at the number 5 and the 15, Reese Hunter and Tom Edmonds for 5th place at the moment. They are closing in. Again, Reese hitting those curbs. He's got to watch out. You don't want to hit those, especially that one. It's a very harsh curve. It can really damage it. And down the inside there goes Tom Edmonds. Gets the job done. Reese tries to come back around the outside. Can't quite do it here. Is he going to try and look down the inside into the entry of Dunlop? No, he can't. Stays behind. A very sensible move again. I probably wouldn't go side by side through there. Onto the drone cam now as they go out of the corner. You can see the top 4 there slightly spread out. Then there's the battle for 5th place. 5th, 6th and 7th there. It's Tom Edmonds, Reese Hunter and Lewis Gilbert, the 3 that you can see just at the back of that train of 4. As they go on to the start-finish line now, back in towards turn 1. We're nearing the end of the race. It's still 4 minutes, so still plenty of laps to get this done. But the fact that the top 4 have managed to break away with these 3 squabbling is going to be a tough work. They need to work together to close that gap.
Yeah, they very much need to work together to close that gap, because it's not going to be easy to catch up to these guys, as they're all very quick drivers and they're all on a similar pace. So it's not like they've got a massive pace advantage as well, as Morgan Porter is just very, very slightly closing up to the back of Kai Hunter. So Kai Hunter surely feeling a little bit of pressure now from behind.
Predictions coming in on the chat as well. Ted Brads is saying Morgan's going to catch Kai Hunter. Well, let's see what happens with 3 minutes left on the clock. 2 very quick drivers in their own right. So Kai Hunter still leading the way for Dan Holland Racing. Morgan Porter for Argenti Motorsport closing in ever so slightly. That gap now is down to 4 tenths of a second, so it is closing, but at a very slow rate of knots with the time that is remaining. Can it happen? Here's again the number 5 under pressure from Lewis Gilbert, as Reese Hunter under pressure from Lewis Gilbert as they go through into the Dunlop chicane again. 2 minutes 40 seconds remaining on the timer as they head through now into Gasworks Bend again. We're on lap 14, we're on lap 15, sorry. 14 laps completed so far out there as the field goes through again. Cracking effort from these drivers. They've watched everyone do their finals, the last final of the day. The seniors always give us a close race. Sector 2 is purple for Morgan Porter in the Argenti Motorsport car. It was a slightly slower lap in total for Morgan Porter last time around, so that gap was 4 tenths, now back to 5 tenths of a second last time around. Kai clearly getting the international hand signals for floor it from the Dan Holland Racing team on top of that lorry, I suspect, as they head through. Again, the Dunlop chicane up the back straight. And again, the rest of the field slotting through. Everyone again just in an open gap. No one really going. But saying he's catching about half a tenth a lap. I think. Well, I've got the sector times in front of me. Through sector 1 last time around, Morgan was slightly faster. Sorry. Sector 2 slightly slower. Sector 3 slightly slower as well. So it's again, that gap was 5 tenths, now 6 tenths of a second. So he is losing about a tenth a lap at this rate. So that gap back up to 6 tenths. Again, still possible. 1 minute left on the clock as we're now watching the battle here. The number 5 and the 15 of Reese Hunter. Tom Edmonds again, still heated up. Oh, sorry, that's the number 29. So that's Lewis Gilbert now who's closed up on Reese Hunter. That's another position potentially has got to lose. But again, looking a little further down the grid, I can see Bradley Barrett, the number 4. He's up 18 positions up into 12th place as well as Will Ellswood. He's up 19 positions in P13 in the number 19 Kart. Rest of the field, obviously we're talking all the way up to 7th place from the number 29 Lewis Gilbert. Then it's Joseph Taylor in 8th, Lewis Malin in 9th, Teddy Clinton in 10th, Charlie Turner 11th, Brad Barrett, of course, in 12th, Will Ellswood in 13th, Ben Casely in 14th, Luke Wood of the E-Plate in 15th place. Then it's George Holbrook, who's just actually moved up into 15th place. Luke Wooder back in his original qualifying spot of 16th. There's action still on the screen there. You can see the 29 closing in on the number 5. Edward Matthews in the 18th place, in 17th place. Then it's Alexander Baker in 18th. Karen Sang, who received a warning flag earlier on in this race, is down in 19th place. Jack Stedman in 20th, and Burgess in 21st as well. As I look down the list, it's still a large list of drivers. We have had 2 retirements. Scott Mackerel and Macy O'Meara, of course, that we saw earlier on in this race. Chris Simpson in the 32nd place in the 49. Tiernan Rourke in 31st. Josh Powell in 30th, and Stansbury in 29th. Tom Adams in 28th as well. Lewis Halliday in 27th, up 2 positions. Ryan Luscombe in 26, up 5 positions. Ryan Taylor-Truman in the 65 in 25th place, up 9 positions as well. So good starts from them. Jensen Watts in the 36 in 24th. It's Oliver Meadows in 23rd place. Again, jostling up and down positions all the way through. But still at the front, Kai Hunter, that gap, again, about 7 tenths of a second. I think he could have done his tyres in, as being rightly so on the stream as well. As I say, it pops up on the screen as well. So, yeah, I think tyres are a crucial one there. Who was that's made a move there? That was the number 9 of James Lothar, who's managed to get past Nelson King, as checker flag has gone out. I've completely missed track of it. So Kai Hunter crosses the line for Dan Holland Racing, takes the checker flag. Morgan Porter will cross the line and take the 2nd place for the GP plate, and Nelson King will cross the line in 3rd place and holding on to that 3rd place spot for the 97. James Lothar crossing the line in 4th place, and Tom Edmonds in 5th place in the number 15. So a very well done to Kai Hunter, who's going to take the senior Rotax race win here at Warden Law for the final. And again, very good drive from himself, starting in 3rd place, gaining those 2 spots, moving up into 1st. And there is the results on your screen. An incredibly close field all the way through. But yeah, James Lothar crossing the line, 4th place. Tom Edmonds in 5th. Reese Hunter 6th. Lewis Gilbert in 7th. There's the rest of the order on the screen as well. Jack Stedman in 21st. Coles Racing, Brandon Klein-Nagelvort in 22nd place. And the 2 retirements that we saw, Scott Mackerel and Archie O'Meara there, 33rd and 34th place. Obviously quite a few laps down, but that of course brings us to the end of the racing for today, obviously, but do stick around because we're going to have a chat to our race winner for the senior Rotax. Our man Kai is down ready with that roaming mic. I'm very eager to chat to our drivers. And luckily the rain held off there for the senior Rotax final. A bit of a scare earlier on, but we managed to avoid as much as possible. A fantastic end to the racing today. That race disappeared. I was completely lost in that one. That flew by. But a fantastic day here, and a massive thanks to Demon Tweaks as well for sponsoring the championship and providing lots of equipment for the teams, and of course any tools or race equipment that you may need. Again, they've definitely got it. I'm found by the missus on Demon Tweaks weekly. She tells me off. So yeah, I'm not allowed to go on that website anymore. I get told off all the time. But yes, a cracking win there for Kai Hunter. And hopefully our man Kai is ready in the pit lane for a chat in just a moment. It's not going to be difficult to find those top two. I can just see him out the corner of my eye behind those flags. Eagerly getting ready, but again, a fantastic run from Kai Hunter. Morgan Porter again, Argenti Motorsport, the GP, looked like he was closing that gap, but at the end, looks like the tyres were the one. So, looks like Kai is ready to chat to Kai.
So Kai pretty much led the race from start to finish. Very dominant drive, quite a bit of pressure coming from behind. But how does it feel to win on your home track?
Mint. It just shows you how much hard work we're putting around here, and to get the victory in the end is also amazing.
And also throughout the day and during the race as well, there was mixed conditions. How much of an extra challenge do you actually think that threw into this weekend?
Quite a lot. It was just from wet to dry in the mixed conditions, making the mechanic change every 5 minutes to set up, but overall came through and won it, so can't be any happier.
Well, Kai, well done on the win, and congrats on especially getting out of your home track.
All right then, senior Rotax time. Again, the final race that we had today, but a very exciting one. And starting the proceedings, our rookie of the round for Argenti Motorsport. Round of applause for Oliver Meadows. Yeah, swapped it over. And now on to our privateer. Best privateer out on circuit. Huge round of applause, please, for Bradley Barrett. Is he here? Bradley, are you there? He is. The long walk. There we go. Excellent. Now, on to our podium. Again, the seniors always provide a very close race. I actually didn't pay attention, almost missed the checker flag. In fact, I think I did miss the checker flag in this one. It was it went so quick. So, huge round of applause, please. Third place for Dan Holland Racing, Nelson King. Got to get the hat on. Got to get the merch on. Excellent. Second place on the podium then. Huge round of applause for the GP plate of Argenti Motorsport, Morgan Porter. Excellent, getting up there. Get those photos. Cool, and then finally on to our final winner for the senior Rotax. Huge round of applause for the 95 DHR, Kai Hunter. Excellent stuff. So Kai will come in as long as the photos are done. Don't want to get in the way. Don't want a photo bomb. Kai, a home win. It's a fantastic result. Obviously, you must be really pleased with this one.
Yeah, it's been mint all weekend, starting with pole and qualifying, and just continuing the week on with being top of the group and everyone. So I'm really happy.
Excellent stuff. And again, with the teammate on the podium as well, you must be pleased with the team putting in the effort, getting the karts out ready. And I think the choice of tyres was the pain today, with wondering what you're going to go out, wets or slicks. And luckily for the final, it looked like it was going to be good for slicks.
Yeah, I can't thank the team enough, and Dan Holland Racing and everyone who works there has done a lot for me. Time Racing engines with a massive power advantage, and yeah, everything just fell into place and was just outrageous.
Excellent stuff. Again, a huge round of applause, please, for your top three
and 2 rookies and scrutineers for Senior Rotax.